A stairway, staircase, stairwell, flight of stairs, or simply stairs is a construction designed to bridge a large vertical distance by dividing it into smaller vertical distances, called steps. Stairs may be straight, round, or may consist of two or more straight pieces connected at angles. Special types of stairs include escalators and ladders. Some alternatives to stairs are elevators, stairlifts, and inclined moving walkways, as well as stationary inclined sidewalks. Components and terms. A stair or a stair step is one step in a flight of stairs. In buildings, stairs is a term applied to a complete flight of steps between two floors. A stair flight is a run of stairs or steps between landings. A staircase, a stairway, is one or more flights of stairs leading from one floor to another, and includes landings, newel posts, handrails, balustrades, and additional parts. A stairwell is a compartment extending vertically through a building in which stairs are placed. A stair hall is the stairs, landings, hallways, or other portions of the public hall through which it is necessary to pass when going from the entrance floor to the other floors of a building. Box stairs are stairs built between walls, usually with no support except the wall strings. Stairs may be in a straight run, leading from one floor to another without a turn or change in direction. Stairs may change direction, commonly by two straight flights connected at a 90-degree angle landing. Stairs may also return onto themselves with 180-degree angle landings at each end of straight flights, forming a vertical stairway commonly used in multi-story and high-rise buildings. Many variations of geometrical stairs may be formed of circular, elliptical, and or irregular constructions. Stairs may be a required component of egress from structures and buildings. Stairs are also provided for convenience to access floors, roofs, levels, and walking surfaces not accessible by other means. Stairs may also be a fanciful physical construct, such as the stairs that go nowhere located at the Winchester Mystery House. Stairs are also a subject used in art to represent real or imaginary places built around impossible objects using geometric distortion, as in the work of artist M.C. Escher. Stairway is also a common metaphor for achievement or loss of a position in the society, or as a metaphor of hierarchy. Each step is composed of tread and riser. Tread, the part of the stairway that is stepped on. It is constructed to the same specifications as any other flooring. The tread depth is measured from the outer edge of the step to the vertical riser between steps. The width is measured from one side to the other riser, the vertical portion between each tread on the stair. This may be missing for an open stair effect, nosing an edge part of the tread that protrudes over the riser beneath. If it is present, this means that, measured horizontally, the total run length of the stairs is not simply the sum of the tread lengths, as the treads overlap each other. Starting step, a bull nose, where stairs are open on one or both sides. The first step above the lower floor or landing may be wider than the other steps and rounded. The balusters typically form a semicircle around the circumference of the rounded portion, and the handrail has a horizontal spiral called a volute that supports the top of the balusters. Besides the cosmetic appeal, starting steps allow the balusters to form a wider, more stable base for the end of the handrail. Handrails that simply end at a post at the foot of the stairs can be less sturdy, even with a thick post. A double bull nose can be used when both sides of the stairs are open. Stringer board, or sometimes just string, the structural member that supports the treads and rises in standard staircases. There are typically 3 stringers, one on either side and one in the center, with more added as necessary for wider spans. Side stringers are sometimes dado to receive rises and treads for increased support. Stringers on open-sided stairs are called cut stringers. Winders. Winders are steps that are narrower on one side than the other. They are used to change the direction of the stairs without landings. A series of winders form a circular spiral stairway. When 3 steps are used to turn a 90-degree corner, the middle step is called a kite winder as a kite-shaped quadrilateral. Trim. Various moldings are used to decorate and in some instances support stairway elements. Scotia. A cord around are typically placed beneath the nosing to support its overhang. The railing system. The balustrade is the system of railings and balusters that prevents people from falling over the edge. Banister. Railing. A handrail. The angled member for hand-holding, as distinguished from the vertical balusters which hold it up for stairs that are open on one side. There is often a railing on both sides, sometimes only on one side, not at all. On wide staircases there is sometimes also one in the middle, or even more. The term banister is sometimes used to mean just the handrail, or sometimes the handrail and the balusters are sometimes just the balusters. Volute. A handrail end element for the bullnose step that curves inward like a spiral. A volute is said to be right or left-handed depending on which side of the stairs the handrail is as one faces up the stairs. Turnout. Instead of a complete spiral volute, a turnout is a quarter-turn rounded end to the handrail. Gooseneck. The vertical handrail that joins a sloped handrail to a high handrail on the balcony. A landing is a gooseneck. Rosette. Where the handrail ends in the wall and a half newel is not used, it may be trimmed by a rosette. Easings. Wall handrails are mounted directly onto the wall with wall brackets. At the bottom of the stairs such railings flare to a horizontal railing and this horizontal portion is called a starting easing. At the top of the stairs, the horizontal portion of the railing is called a over-easing. Core rail. Wood handrails often have a metal core to provide extra strength and stiffness, especially when the rail has to curve against the grain of the wood. The archaic term for the metal core is core rail. Baluster. A term for the vertical posts that hold up the handrail, sometimes simply called guards or spindles. Treads often require 2 balusters. The second baluster is closer to the riser and is taller than the first. The extra height in the second baluster is typically in the middle between decorative elements on the baluster. That way the bottom decorative elements are aligned with the tread and the top elements are aligned with the railing angle. Newel. A large baluster or post used to anchor the handrail. Since it is a structural element, it extends below the floor and subfloor to the bottom of the floor joists and is bolted right to the floor joist. A half newel may be used where a railing ends in the wall. Visually, it looks like half the newel is embedded in the wall. For open landings, a newel may extend below the landing for a decorative newel drop. Finial. A decorative cap to the top of a newel post, particularly at the end of the balustrade. Base rail or shoe rail. For systems where the baluster does not start at the treads, they go to a base rail. This allows for identical balusters, avoiding the second baluster problem. Fillet. A decorative fillepiece on the floor between balusters on a balcony railing. Handrails may be continuous or post to post. For continuous handrails on long balconies, there may be multiple newels and tandem caps to cover the newels. At corners, there are quarter-turn caps. For post-to-post systems, the newels project above the handrails. Another, more classical, form of handrailing which is still in use is the tangent method. A variant of the cylindric method of layout, it allows for continuous climbing and twisting rails and easings. It was defined from principles set down by architect Peter Nicholson in the 18th century. The earliest spiral staircases appear in Temple A in the Greek colony Selininte, Sicily, to both sides of the cellar. The temple was constructed around 480–470 BC. Other terms: balcony, For stairs with an open concept upper floor or landing, the upper floor is functionally a balcony. For a straight flight of stairs, the balcony may be long enough to require multiple newels to support the length of railing. In modern homes, it is common to have hardwood floors on the first floor and carpet on the second. The homeowner should consider using hardwood nosing in place of carpet. Should the carpet be subsequently replaced with hardwood, the balcony balustrade may have to be removed to add the nosing. Flight. A flight is an uninterrupted series of steps. Floating stairs. A flight of stairs is said to be floating if there is nothing underneath. The risers are typically missing as well to emphasize the open effect. There may be only one stringer of the stringers, otherwise minimized. Where building codes allow, there may not even be handrails. Landing. A platform. A landing is the area of a floor near the top or bottom step of a stair. An intermediate landing is a small platform that is built as part of the stair between main floor levels and is typically used to allow stairs to change directions, or to allow the user a rest. A half landing is where a 180 degrees change in direction is made, and a quarter landing is where a 90 degrees change in direction is made. As intermediate landings consume floor space, they can be expensive to build. However, changing the direction of the stairs allows stairs to fit where they would not otherwise, or provides privacy to the upper level, as visitors downstairs cannot simply look up the stairs to the upper level due to the change in direction. The word landing is also commonly used for a general corridor in any of the floors above the ground floor of a building, even if that corridor is located well away from a staircase. Mobile safety steps can be used as temporary, safe replacements for many types of stairs. Runner carpeting that runs down the middle of the stairs. Runners may be directly stapled and nailed to the stairs, or may be secured by a specialized bar that holds the carpet in place where the tread meets the riser, known as a stair rod. Spandrel. If there is not another flight of stairs immediately underneath, the triangular space underneath the stairs is called a spandrel. It is frequently used as a closet. Staircase. This term is often reserved for the stairs themselves, the steps, railings and landings, though often it is used interchangeably with stairs and stairway. In the UK, however, the term staircase denotes what in the US is called stairway, but usually includes the casing, the walls, banisters and underside of the stairs, a roof above. Stairway. This primarily American term is often reserved for the entire stairwell and staircase in combination, though often it is used interchangeably with stairs and staircase. Stairwell. The spatial opening, usually a vertical shaft, containing an indoor stairway. By extension it is often used as including the stairs it contains. Staircase tower. A tower attached to or incorporated into a building that contains stairs linking the various floors. Measurements. The measurements of a stair, in particular the rise height and going of the steps, should remain the same along the stairs. The following stair measurements are important. The rise height. A rise of each step is measured from the top of one tread to the next. It is not the physical height of the riser. The latter excludes the thickness of the tread. A person using the stairs would move this distance vertically for each step taken. The tread depth of a step is measured from the edge of the nosing to the vertical riser. If the steps have no nosing, it is the same as the going, otherwise it is the going plus the extent of one nosing. The going of a step is measured from the edge of the nosing to the edge of nosing in plan view. A person using the stairs would move this distance forward with each step they take. To avoid confusion, the number of steps in a set of stairs is always the number of rises, not the number of treads. The total run or total going of the stairs is the horizontal distance from the first riser to the last riser. It is often not simply the sum of the individual tread lengths due to the nosing overlapping between treads. If there are n steps, the total run equals n1 times the going. The tread of the last step is part of a landing and is not counted. The total rise of the stairs is the height between floors that the flight of stairs is spanning. If there are n steps, the total rise equals n times the rise of each step. The slope or pitch of the stairs is the ratio between the rise and the going. It is sometimes called the rake of the stairs. The pitch line is the imaginary line along the tip of the nosing of the treads. In the UK, stair pitch is the angle the pitch line makes with the horizontal, measured in degrees. The value of the slope as a ratio is then the tangent of the pitch angle. Headroom is the height above the nosing of a tread to the ceiling above it. Walk line. For curved stairs, the inner radius of the curve may result in very narrow treads. The walk line is the imaginary line some distance away from the inner edge on which people are expected to walk. Building code will specify the distance. Building codes will then specify the minimum tread size at the walk line. The easiest way to calculate the rise and run is to use a stair stringer calculator. Forms. Stairs can take a large number of forms, combining winders and landings. The simplest form is the straight flight of stairs, with neither winders nor landings. It is not often used in modern homes because the upstairs is directly visible from the bottom of a straight flight of stairs. It is potentially more dangerous in that a fall is not interrupted until the bottom of the stairs. A straight flight requires enough space for the entire run of the stairs. However, a straight flight of stairs is easier to design and construct than one with landings. Additionally, the rhythm of stepping is not interrupted in a straight run, which may offset the increased fall risk by helping to prevent a misstep in the first place. L-shaped stairways have one landing and usually change in direction by 90 degrees. U-shaped stairs may employ a single wider landing for a change in direction of 180 degrees, or two landings for two changes in direction of 90 degrees each. Use of landings and a possible change of direction have the following effects. The upstairs is not directly visible from the bottom of the stairs, which can provide more privacy for the upper floor. A fall can be arrested at the landing. Though the landings consume total floor space, there is no requirement for a large single dimension, allowing more flexible floor plan designs. For larger stairs, particularly in exterior applications, a landing can provide a place to rest the legs. A mono-string staircase is a term used for a steel spine staircase with treads. A double-string staircase has two steel beams on either side and treads in the center. Spiral and helical stairs. Spiral stairs wind around a newel. They typically have a handrail on the outer side only, and on the inner side just the central pole. A squared spiral stair assumes a square stairwell and expands the steps and railing to a square, resulting in unequal steps. A pure spiral assumes a circular stairwell and the steps and handrail are equal and positioned screw symmetrically. A tight spiral stair with a central pole is very space efficient in the use of floor area. Spiral stairs have the disadvantage of being very steep only if they are tight or are otherwise not supported by a center column. This is because of two reasons. The wider the spiral, the more steps can be accommodated per spiral. Therefore, if the spiral is large in diameter, via having a central support column that is strong and a special handrail that helps distributes the load. Each step may be longer and therefore the rise between each step may be smaller, otherwise, the circumference of the circle at the walk line will be so small that it will be impossible to maintain a normal tread depth and a normal rise height without compromising headroom before reaching the upper floor. To maintain headroom, some spiral stairs have very high rises to support a very short diameter. These are typically cases where the stairwell must be a small diameter by design and must not have any center support by design or may not have any perimeter support. An example of perimeter support is the Vatican stairwell shown in the next section of the Gothic stairwell shown to the left. Its stairwell is only tight because of its design in which the diameter must be small. Many spirals, however, have sufficient width for normal-sized treads by being supported by any combination of a center pole, perimeter support attaching to or beneath the treads, and a helical handrail. In this manner, the treads may be wide enough to accommodate low rises. The photo on the right is self-supporting stairs. This means the spiral needs to be necessarily steep to allow the weight to distribute safely down the spiral in the most vertical manner possible. Spiral steps with center columns or perimeter support do not have this limitation. Building codes may limit the use of spiral stairs to small areas of secondary usage if the treads are not sufficiently wide to have rises above 8 or 9 inches. The term spiral has a more narrow definition in a mathematical context, as a mathematical spiral lies in a single plane and moves towards or away from a central point. The mathematical term for motion where the locus remains at a fixed distance from a fixed line whilst moving in a circular motion about it is helical. The presence or otherwise of a central pole does not affect the terminology applied to the design of the structure. Spiral stairs in medieval times were generally made of stone and typically wound in a clockwise direction, to place attacking swordsmen at a disadvantage. This asymmetry forces the right-handed swordsman to engage the central pike and degrade his mobility compared with the defender who is facing down. The stairs, extant 14th to 17th century examples of these stairways can be seen at Macknall's Castle, Craith's Castle and Mayors Castle in Scotland. Exceptions to the rule exist, however, as may be seen in the accompanying image of the Scala of the Palazzo Contrini del Bovolo, which winds up counterclockwise. Developments in manufacturing and design have led to the introduction of kit-form spiral stairs. Steps and handrails can be bolted together to form a complete unit. These stairs can be made out of steel, timber, concrete, or a combination of materials. Helical or circular stairs do not have a central pole and there is a handrail on both sides. These have the advantage of a more uniform tread width when compared to the spiral staircase. Such stairs may also be built around an elliptical or oval platform. Both double spiral and double helix staircases are possible, with two independent helical stairs in the same vertical space, allowing one person to ascend and another to descend, without ever meeting if they choose different helices. For examples, the Pozzo Dias Patricio allows one-way traffic so that laden and unladen mules can ascend and descend without obstruction, while Château de Chambord, Château de Blois, and the Credit Lyonnais headquarters ensure separation for social purposes. Fire escapes, though built with landings and straight runs of stairs, are often functionally double helices, with two separate stairs intertwined and occupying the same floor space. This is often in support of of legal requirements to have two separate fire escapes. Both spiral and helical stairs can be characterized by the number of turns that are made. A quarter-turn stair deposits the person facing 90 degrees from the starting orientation. Likewise, there are half-turn, three-quarters turn and full-turn stairs. A continuous spiral may make many turns depending on the height. Very tall multi-turn spiral staircases are usually found in old stone towers within fortifications, churches and in lighthouses. Winders may be used in combination with straight stairs to turn the direction of the stairs. This allows for a large number of permutations. Alternating tread stairs, where there is insufficient space for the full run length of normal stairs. Alternating tread stairs may be used. Alternating tread stairs allow for safe forward-facing descent of very steep stairs. The treads are designed such that they alternate between treads for each foot. One step is wide on the left side, the next step is wide on the right side. There is insufficient space on the narrow portion of the step for the other foot to stand. Hence, the person must always use the correct foot on the correct step. The slope of alternating tread stairs can be as high as 65 degrees as opposed to standard stairs, which are almost always less than 45 degrees. The advantage of alternating tread stairs is that people can descend face forward. The only other alternative in such short spaces would be a ladder, which requires backward-facing descent. Alternating tread stairs may not be safe for small children, the elderly, or the physically challenged. Building codes typically classify them as ladders and will only allow them where ladders are allowed. Usually basement or attic utility as storage areas not frequently accessed. The image on the right illustrates the space efficiency gained by an alternating tread stair. The alternating tread stair appears in the image's center, with green-colored treads. The alternating stair requires 1 unit of space per step, the same as the half-width step on its left, and half as much as the full-width stair on its right. Thus, the horizontal distance between steps is in this case reduced by a factor of 2, reducing the size of each step. The horizontal distance between steps is reduced by a factor less than 2 if, for construction reasons, there are narrow, unused steps. There is often glide plane symmetry. The mirror image with respect to the vertical center plane corresponds to a shift by 1 step.